Hey guys, it's Josh.
Tony.
And John.
Today we are going to a place me and Tony have already been to. We went there a couple weeks ago. It's called Silver Springs. It's an older park, but it doesn't really. It looks really nice.
It is nice.
Me and Tony went last time for the half an hour boat tour. This time we're going to go for an hour and a half boat tour, and we have John. They did tell us that space is limited on those because it's the weekend and they go by fast. So we picked them up earlier in the week, and hopefully, I wonder how far out we're gonna go.
It's an hour and a half, so they're probably gonna take you out by Monkey Island and stuff.
Oh,
like
I hope so. That's gonna be so cool.
Back in the '60s, it was. They said they brought monkeys. Or maybe 50s. It's been a long.
It might even be earlier than that.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
But they brought monkeys to an island,
and they thought that they couldn't swim.
And there's only what 2 or 3 species of monkeys that can swim.
They can't swim. And these types are one that can swim. So as they said, as they were leaving the island, the monkeys were already swimming off.
Yeah, it's funny. But now there's like they said last time we were there, like 500 monkeys that are there.
I read there was 1,000.
And, the people there told us 500.
Yeah, but what I read online, I think last night, there's over 1,000 monkeys now in Florida.
And they have
they're the cutest things, but they have herpes.
They have herpes, so we're hoping nothing gets.
If something throws at me, I swear it's on.
We just ate at Arby's. We just had Arby's. It was alright. It was Arby's. But we're gonna head there.
It's just a day trip we're doing for you guys. I really wanted to do the hour and a half one because I think John's really gonna like this. John wasn't with us last time.
I was heavily surprised.
It was cool, man.
Going in, I didn't expect what we got, and I really liked what we got, and I'm hoping this time's even better.
Yeah, I think it should be.
And now we have John.
Yeah, I think John's really gonna like it. So
I hope he does.
He usually does. He likes stuff like this. He likes like the safari.
He'll like this one.
So
I love that safari, man. I want to do it again.
Yeah, you got it. That was pretty cool. I just don't want to go to anything.
With COVID now, it's hard.
I'm kind of nervous about it, but then I'm not because, I don't. There really was nobody there.
I'm a little nervous going here, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they said it's packed on those days. That's what they said last time.
They said they'd run out quick. They didn't tell me it was packed. They said it'd run out quick, which means there's more people than what it was. And we had probably 10 people on the boat with us last time.
If it runs out quick, that means it's full to capacity.
I don't even think of that because I don't.
Last time there wasn't that many people.
Usually doesn't get that many visitors though.
Well, last time it was just like an off day we went.
Yeah,
there were 10 people. That boat was almost full.
Not really, and they only do the boats at 25% capacity.
Okay, there's no way that was 25%.
That's what they said.
With no one was even 6 feet apart.
Yeah, because you're all on top of it. You're all looking at the glass, but you're not really paying attention to each other. That's why we're all on the you have a mask on. I don't know, man. I don't know.
But when we get there,
they don't do temperature checks or nothing here, though.
Nope. Hey guys, Josh here.
Tony's
over there. We're about to go onto the boat here in a minute, so just stay tuned. We've been waiting like 20-30 minutes, so we'll be on there in a minute, guys.
This first spring area we're coming into is 26 feet deep.
Whoa, wow. That's cool. That's really
Now all that silver material see down there, that's limestone. That's one of the reasons we got its name. Because when the sun shines on it, it reflects and gives off that silvery appearance. Now they named it the Spring of Stars because they dedicated it to all the movie stars that have been here over the years doing TV and movie productions. As far back as 1916. That's when they first started filming here. And ABC Broadcasting actually owned this property for many years, did a lot of films here. Now all the water comes out of these different little openings. Some of these like cave-like openings, and some are just little holes in the bottom of the river with water coming out.
Look at all the fish. Look at that's a lot.
Now next spring coming up, they're a little bit larger and deeper than the last one. This one is 35 feet deep. Now this spring became famous because back in the 50s, they were in here filming scenes from 3 very popular horror movies. You might have heard of the first one especially, that was filmed here in 1954. It's called The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Made 3 versions of that.
Hi, kitty.
Now as we circle around, we should have some bluegill. We're going to be swimming under the glass here for your viewing enjoyment, so let's wait for them to come on in.
It's so deep. Oh my gosh.
There's a few of them anyway.
What is that? Oh my gosh. Cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Now this river is now classified as a wildlife preserve. There's no swimming, diving, hunting, or fishing. It's all protected for the animals that live here. Got a bass down there and a bowfin, it looks like.
I think they do like
35 feet.
That looks a lot.
bluegill.
Yeah, it's a lot of bluegill. They're more common of the species here. So we're going to make our way right over here and check out another spring. Now the water does come up from the Floridan Aquifer, which is basically a multi-level series of rock that water flows through and provides all our fresh water here. Now as it comes out, it stirs up a little bit of that limestone, creates a little bit of a snow globe look there. As you can see, it kind of swirling around here a little bit. Now the amount of water that comes out is all regulated by the amount of rain that we get. As rain recharges the aquifer. So basically the more it rains, the more water and the deeper the river. And vice versa. And that's what makes the river rise and fall. So we're going to head down river. We have to go out around this island here. Now we have 2 types of diving birds that you'll see along the way. And by that I mean birds that dive under the water, come up with a fish to eat. We have the anhinga and the cormorant. Now there's an anhinga off to the right there, a black and white bird. It's got his wings out. The cormorant's similar, but has a little bit more of a shorter crooked neck with a little hook at the end of their beak instead of that long pointy beak. This bird here on the right is a tricolored heron. The blue has got 3 different colors on them, about the same size as a little blue heron. On the green, I see below the boat is called eelgrass. It goes about 3 or 4 feet long. And you see it kind of wave in one direction. Well, that is the direction of the river coming out of the main spring at about 5 miles an hour. That's the average speed of the current. Now, if you look down into the cove here off to the right, you'll see some of the cooter turtles that have climbed out, getting a little afternoon sun. The sun makes all the difference as to what you see and what you don't see. So when that sun comes out, they all start popping out. And we'll see a bunch of them as we make our way a little further down. Now, of course, everybody comes to Florida and they want to see one thing, and what do you think that might be? American alligator. Now, alligators are territorial and they are creatures of habit, and they have the same little areas that they like to hang out in. We have a young male named Alvin, and he was laying right over here on the left. Let me spin around here, see if he's still there. Where is he?
Yeah, he's right here.
He's still there? Oh yeah, there he is. Not a very big one, he's still growing. He's only about maybe a 6-footer. Now, he's been there all day, and that's why if you walk around the park, if you're on the trail, you might want to stay on the trail. If you're in tall grass and you can't see your feet, not a good idea, because you don't know what you're going to step on. Could be Alvin, could be a snake. And we'll be seeing more of these guys as we head down river. There is one down there, he's about 12 feet, his name is Big Ed, and hopefully he'll be laying around. Now, the female alligators usually max out at about 8 to 10 feet, whereas a male, 15 or 16 feet.
People don't even know it's right there.
Now, there was a cormorant right in front of us. Sometimes they do swim under the boat. Let's see where he went. There's another anhinga here off to the right as well. Now, the reason they have their wings out like that is because these birds don't have any natural oil like a duck. So periodically they have to come out and spread their wings and dry themselves out so they don't become waterlogged. And then back in the water they go.
Look at him.
So we're going to make our way into the Spring of Life. It's just another spring area over here with a multitude of different size and shaped springs. Now I'm going to circle a long, narrow rock formation, and right next to it, about 25 feet down, you're going to see a long, narrow piece of wood. Kind of looks like a long board. Well, this wood was examined by those two research people, and they feel it's the remains of an old dugout canoe left behind by the Pt.1 Indians that were here over 500 years ago. It's our oldest artifact here in the water. Now you're probably wondering, how can it still be there if it's hundreds of years old? Well, in many cases they use cypress wood to make these canoes. Cypress trees are very common along the river. And they call cypress wood the eternal wood because it will never rot as long as it's kept submerged in water.
I should take photos of this. Give me my
So we're going to head over into the Blue Grotto. It's another spring area coming up, about 30 feet deep.
It's called seaweed.
Or seagrass. Seagrass or seaweed.
Whoa, this is
Now this is what you call first magnitude spring. And all that means is it's the largest of all 8 categories of springs. Now in order to be classified as that, it has to flow at least 100 cubic feet of water every second. That equates to about 65 million gallons of water or more coming out of one spring every day. Now it might sound like a lot of water, but all the springs combined can flow up to 700 to 800 million gallons here on the river. Now Florida does maintain about 700 recorded springs, which is more than anywhere else in the world. And all those springs combined can flow as much as 8 billion gallons of water every day. So a lot of water flowing here in Florida.
Where? Where's her?
We gotta get people seeing turtle. Oh, there he is.
We're not going to get stuck in this drive. I know this captain is excellent at keeping us stuck in the
Now these little ducks here on the left, you see them kind of splashing around. These are called grebes, or diving ducks. They dive down, eat little things off the bottom of the river. That's as big as they get.
They're up there in the grass. Come on. You and I are tangled up like that pretzel.
Ow, ow, get off.
Oh, my leg. Here, Alex, we don't want you to fall in the water. That'd be terrible, wouldn't it? I bet you don't know how to swim. They don't have a life jacket for everyone else.
back in 1958, we had an actor here. His name was Lloyd Bridges. He was here filming a TV series called Sea Hunt. And coming up on the corner here on the left is the Sea Hunt dock. It is the last remaining structure that was actually used in the filming of that TV series. All the other buildings associated with that show have been removed. Ran that show from 1958 to 1961. Did many all kinds of things going on here in the past. There's one series of movies that is probably the most well known. And the first of 6 of these movies was filmed here in 1932. At that time, it starred an Olympic gold medal winner. He was a swimmer named Johnny Weissmuller. And of course, the movies were Tarzan. Now we're starting to get into the season of the manatee. During the winter time when the river gets cold downriver, they'll come up here because this water is always 72 degrees. And they can't stand water colder than 68 degrees. So they'll come up here and hang out. Now it's a little bit early, but you never know when one is going to pop up. Now the most important thing as far as I'm concerned with the boat is the safety of the animal, especially if they're near the surface. So if you happen to see one before I do, you have to yell manatee. That way you can stop the boat and we can enjoy their company. Now it's like a needle in the haystack, but we did see one earlier today, so I'm going to go down and not that he's going to be in the same area, but we'll take a look down here and see if we can find him. Here on the right side of the boat, you see all this gray stuff that's kind of blowing in the wind. It's called Spanish moss. However, it's not Spanish, nor is it a moss. It's actually an air plant. It's a living, growing plant living on these trees. It gets its nutrients and moisture just from air particles, much like an orchid. Now, a lot of folks, especially the ladies, like to walk around and they collect it and they bring it into their house and use it as decoration for their house plants. Well, you might want to think twice because in the moss there are little tiny red bugs about the size of a pinhead called chiggers. Little red bugs that get under your skin and itch and burn like you wouldn't believe. Not much fun, I can attest to that. People have heard that we have monkeys here. Wild monkeys. How many people think they're escaped from Tarzan? No, not unless he was in the jungles of Southeast Asia, because that's where these monkeys came from. Now these monkeys are called the rhesus monkey, rhesus macaque, and they were brought in 1938 originally by an old private towboat operator named Tui. Because there used to be all kinds of exotic animals here on display here in Silver Springs. And he saw the attention the animals got, so he decided to get some of his own for his boat tour. So he was able to track down and have 12 of these monkeys shipped in. And he put them on this island coming up on the left. He named it Monkey Island. Now, right here. Yep. Originally, back in the 30s. Now, at the time, he put them on the island because they thought it would be a good idea to isolate them on an island so he'd know exactly where they were when he came past with his boat tour. But what he didn't know about the rhesus monkey is they were one of very few natural-born swimming monkeys. So it didn't take them long to jump in the water, swim to the other side, and repopulate. They've been here ever since. Now, we saw some yesterday. We have not seen any as of yet, but you never know when they're going to pop up, so we'll keep an eye out and see if we happen to see any. A lot of the wildlife, especially the monkeys, are very well camouflaged, about the same color as a tree. So a little hard to spot, but we'll give it a shot.
Oh, I just saw a turtle over there. Stop, Walker, please.
Now we're going to go into this little cove here off to the left. It's called the gar hole. We have a pretty interesting fish. It's called the long-nosed gar. It's a long dark fish. It has a long-nosed front teeth. And we've seen them go 4, even 5 feet long. Now they're all over the river, but they do like this little area. We're going to take a quick look and see if we see any of the big guys.
Do they have spots on them? She can't go under the water, dude. She would be a big old snake. Yep.
Now back in 1959, we had another actor here. His name was Jerry Lewis. He was here filming scenes from his movie Don't Give Up the Ship. Well, apparently he did, because here it is on the bottom. It's an old movie prop that they used for the underwater scenes. Now 10 years later in 1969, Boat was still here, and they were here filming scenes from a movie called Sam Whiskey. It starred Burt Reynolds, Angie Dickinson, and Clint Walker. And they used the same boat for their scenes as well. Been down there ever since. Now it's an underwater reef resort, so little fish like to live in it, and that's what the garfish like to eat, so that's why some of them hang out here, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Wow, that's awesome.
The birds, normal birds, are like
That's cool.
40 times bigger.
There's another favorite spot of the turtles over here on the left. You see them getting a little bit of the afternoon sun. And that's why they call these turtles sliders, because they climb out, and when they're done, they slide back in the water. Now, if you're into paddlecraft, kayaks and canoes and things like that, on the right we're passing a gated area. It's called the 14 Paddle Trail. It starts up at the boat launch, comes down through the park, ends up here in the rain. It's a nice ride down through the park there. Nice thing is, no power boats permitted back in there, so you don't have to deal with any of them. Now, the park property consists of about 5,000 acres, and they call it, it sits right next to the Ocala National Forest, which covers about 600 square miles. So it's quite a large wilderness area here in Central Florida. Say again? What river? This is the Silver River. A couple more Anhingas. Now sometimes you'll see the Anhingas. These are both males because they have that black head neck. You're going to see some with a very distinct tan head neck. Those are the females. And some more turtles over there on the left as well.
We might not see any manatees yet.
Now this is kind of the area that we saw the manatee on the way back up about an hour or so ago.
Whoa,
that was big.
So let's take a look here.
Manatees?
Look over there, man.
Like a needle in a haystack.
Don't they end up in the ocean?
What's that?
How do they end up in this water?
What, the manatee?
Yeah.
They come in from we're about 160 miles to Jacksonville. That's where the ocean is, the Atlantic Ocean. They come in from there. But we think there's a small group that live in these rivers full time. We've even seen a few here and there, even in the summer, and that's way before season.
Right.
So I think that's probably part of that group. Now, you saw that little gator. This is Big Ed over here. He's one of the big boys.
Walker, look. Look over there. Big ol' alligator.
See if I can get you a little closer. Anytime you see an alligator, sometimes you can only see his head. Now, you can estimate his length by looking at the tip of the nose to the middle of the eyes. 1 inch is about a foot. You can't even see the end of his tail. You can't even see his whole nose. He's got a big old head on him. And he's still growing. He's not even full grown yet.
That is bad news, buddy. Oh, there's turtle. Wow. That's a big ol' alligator.
Now his bite is 4 times more powerful than that of an adult lion.
Oh, that's good to know.
Very, very strong. I'll spin around here so you can get a photo if you want. Now the good thing about picture photography is you can take his picture, blow it up, tell your friends it was 20 feet long. I don't know. Unless they know the alligators don't get that big. Only crocodiles.